Okay, Toby, you do it.
What's up, boys? And today we'll be watching some more horror films, and I got my YouTube buddy Jesse, and I'll be going home soon, and we'll start doing some YouTube videos of Fortnite. And if you ever need help with getting better at Fortnite,
You know who to leave a comment at.
yeah,
We do it for free, and we'll help you edit faster. We can only edit as fast as a macro on Fortnite, and we do weekly. Soon when we hit 50 subscribers, we're going to be doing weekly gifting. Okay, let's get into it. Disturbing story, animated horror stories. YouTube did not strike us. We have not watched it yet.
So please like and subscribe.
Yeah.
It was around 3 years ago. I was 17 years old and I worked at the local library in my city. The library was located in the middle of the city, but was totally abandoned in the evenings. I only worked in the evenings, when all the older staff had already gone home. My colleague and I were the only one left there that night. As it was the day before Christmas and a blizzard was going on outside, not one single customer inhabited the building. My colleague Thomas was down at ground level.
I just want to give a shout out to Llama Arts for doing this. Thank you for doing this video so we can watch it and get some views. Just a shout out to you. But you should really be the one shouting out to me. Now, let's get into it.
While I was sitting at my desk on the top level, normally I would take the time to study, but it was the holidays and I was completely bored to death. The library was recently renovated, so I could look outside through the big windows that they had put up. I mostly looked at the blizzard going on, thinking about my bike ride home. It was a dark December evening and the snow was piling up. I just really wanted to go home. It's really snowy out there, Tom. What do you say we close up early? No one's gonna show up anyway. Over.
Your jokes are funny. Over.
Just 10 minutes before we closed, I heard some people coming up the stairwells. It was some kind of family. One man and a woman with 2 girls. When they came through the door, I immediately saw that they weren't ordinary. The man had a pale, almost white face and wore red lipstick. The woman was also completely pale. They all wore clothing like they used to be in the 17 or 1800s. I just had my history exam, so I recognized it immediately. While I walked towards them, I saw that they were looking around as if they were lost. "Can I help you folks?" I asked them. They looked at me with big eyes, if I was talking Chinese. I almost thought about bailing, but as we just had a meeting about customer satisfaction, I asked again, a bit louder. "Can I help you folks?" They now all looked at me with a big smile and large eyes. I was totally creeped out and I didn't really know what to do anymore. "If I can help you, I'll be at my desk," I said, and I quickly walked away. When I was at my desk, I could still see the family just standing there, doing absolutely nothing. Tom, have you seen this family that just came in?" Over. "No, no one's come through the entrance. You good?" Over. Now I was even more creeped out. When I looked up, I saw the man walking towards me. From the inside, I could almost cry, but I did my best not to show it. The man stood in front of me with his pale face and called out something in a language I couldn't understand. It sounded like English, but it sort of wasn't. I couldn't make out anything. I looked down at my computer to make it look like I was searching, hoping he would just take off. When I finally looked up, nobody was there. The whole floor was abandoned again. I did a quick sweep of the floor, but I found nobody. As if they just vanished. Just then, my colleague came up the stairs, and I told him what happened. He didn't believe me, and I thought I was trying to scare him. Luckily, there were security cameras in the library, so we could just watch what happened, right? After we closed the library, we went to the security office in the building and looked at the footage from earlier that evening. What I saw then was the creepiest thing ever. I was talking to nobody. The whole family wasn't on the screen. It was just me, talking to myself.
Boys, if that ever happened to you, you should be frightened like hell.
Yeah, boys. That's really terrifying. First one's very terrifying. I don't believe him. I think he went insane though.
On to number 2.
The roommate. Oh, I think I've heard something like this.
Looking for a new roommate is always a daunting task. Even though you interview and take the time to get to know that person, you don't truly find out who they are until you start living with them. I had begun searching for a roommate after I decided to leave my current residency. I was contacted a couple of hours after seeing an ad on the Facebook Marketplace. The message read,
Hey Chris, I'll be moving out of my current apartment this August and I'm looking to room with someone new, as my roommates are moving to California this year. I'm 27 and I'm currently going to school. When I'm not at school, I enjoy hiking and watching movies. I also apprentice at a taxidermy shop on the days I don't have class.
This isn't
It's
a
always
deal.
been a fun hobby of mine. Anyway, I'm
Guys.
looking forward to hearing back from you.
Subscribe if you think this is a girl, and like if you don't think it's a girl.
Yeah, so what he's saying is subscribe if it's a girl, and or like if it's a grown man trying to get a grown boy.
And whoever chose like, whoever thinks it's a man, and if it is a man, you guys will get a shout out you can shout out anything of what you want. If you choose a woman and you get a woman, then you can shout out.
Yeah, okay.
Have a great day, Linaire.
I personally think it's men.
My first and most obvious reaction after reading the message was to check her profile. She was a medium height, had long, messy blonde hair and green eyes. In her profile picture, I saw her standing with a man and a woman shoulder to shoulder. They each adorned goofy grins and held up peace signs. Under the photo, the caption read, "Love my roommates." I smiled to myself and decided to send her a message back. The sun beat down on us as we hoisted various objects to the second floor of our new apartment.
Wait, guys.
I saw someone there. Yeah,
Guys,
that's her.
Guys, do you think that's her? What?
Okay,
Some took us
leave
a
a
couple
comment
days
if
to
it's
get
her.
everything out of the moving trucks and into our new place. But as soon as we did, a wave of relief washed over our sweat-drenched and sore bodies. After a
Yeah, it's
couple
her.
more hours of rearranging, we each grabbed a beer from the fridge and sat on the porch. We reminisced about old 90s cartoons and what video games
Okay, it's a girl, boys.
we obsessed
Whoever
over
got
as
ill.
kids. And as the sun started to set,
Whoever knew it was a girl, you
Good
can
on you.
shout out anything when, you add us on Fortnite.
I truly felt relaxed and confident that things were going to work out. A week later, I started a new job for a construction company that was owned by a good friend of mine. As I was getting ready, I heard the front door swing open. I walked into the living room to see Lunaire and her friend David sliding in a large box. "What you got there?" I asked. Through a strained grunt, she replied,
I bought a freezer to store some of the animals I'm planning on using in my taxidermy work.
Oh, that's sus.
If you don't know what the thing is, what she said she is, that's someone that has a look at dead animals and feels on animals. It isn't a pervy thing, but she could be the one killing the animals.
I hope that's alright.
No, lady, I don't want dead animals in my house. Get it through your head.
I was obviously hesitant at first, as there was no mention of this happening in the first place, but I eventually accepted and returned to my room to continue getting ready for work. I came home at around 9 p.m. after having a couple of beers with friends and noticed that the freezer was nestled snugly in the lower part of the pantry. A low
I feel like there's a dead person in it.
hum could be heard reverberating off of the inner walls. I was curious to see what was inside, but didn't want to intrude on Lunaire's business, so
It's
I
a-
went into
it's
my
a
room
person.
and changed
It's a
into more
dead
comfortable
person.
clothing.
Subscribe if it's a dead person. Like if it
After
isn't.
changing, I came back out into the kitchen and started making a sandwich. I opened the fridge and grabbed what I needed. As I turned around, I stubbed my toe on the edge of the island countertop and let out a long, exasperated grunt. Through my frustration, I slammed the fridge door shut and checked my toe to see if there was any bleeding. As I raised my head back up, I was greeted by a shadowy figure. Lunaire was standing in the doorway leading to her room. The darkness behind her almost seemed to envelop her.
Is everything okay?
She said in a deadpan tone. "Shit, yeah, I'm sorry. I just slammed my toe into the corner of the countertop as I was making a sandwich. I hope I didn't wake you,
It's fine.
she said, in the same deflated tone as before. She then turned around and walked back into the darkness of her room. I could tell that she was pissed, so I quietly
guys,
made my sandwich and retreated
I
back
have to go
my room
home,
as well,
and
only hearing the low
yeah, I'm
hum
gonna
of
quickly
the
log onto
freezer
Fortnite,
closing the
and
door.
I will go home, guys, and I will play some Fortnite, and we'll make another vlog.
Yes. I'm gonna finish off this story, boys, and then
When I
I'm getting on
finally emerged from
Fortnite.
my room, I walked into the kitchen to make breakfast.
Produce, and then make sure you
As
upload
I
it and
opened
make
the
another.
refrigerator, I noticed that the light wasn't turning on and there was a lack of cold air escaping from inside. I turned around and flipped the light switch to confirm my suspicion. Sure enough, the power was on. I walked back to the kitchen and past the pantry.
That's a dead person.
As I did, I slipped on the floor and was able to catch myself on the countertop. What the? I angrily exclaimed as I looked down at the floor, trying to figure out what had